I guess I'm going to try to explain my iMessages to you. Yeah, they've been coming so fast, and I had a down moment, like much of us do, you know, when you get overwhelmed. It just becomes super depressing, and you need time to self-reflect, and that means, you know, sticking to yourself and regrouping. And I even got, you know, the whole headache, my body was drowsy, all of it, and I just surrendered to myself, because it felt like a depression kind of. But even though it was only a couple of days, it kind of felt like it was a couple weeks. Like the days dragged on, and I felt awful with some of the decisions that I made, because I just didn't have the energy to do nothing, just really do nothing. I cooked a lot because I like to eat whenever I'm stressy and depressy, and cooking is very relaxing to me. So whenever I get, you know, upset, I'll just go make something and try to calm my nerves. And I made this bomb apple crisp, and yes, I used almond flour and I used honey instead of white sugar and all that other stuff. But listen, this stuff was so good. I almost ate a whole pan to myself in one setting. So now that we're done with that, let's get into the real juicy stuff. The real juicy stuff is this whole time I've been talking about time traveling and didn't even realize we're doing it already, even unbeknownst to us, because every time you go to sleep, you're living in some type of past or future version of yourself, which is mind-blowing. And not only that, but we're all becoming aware of this now. And if you're not, it will at some point click in your brain, I promise. It takes a lot of work, because then you get to learn how to basically manipulate everything, your whole life. Everything starts to change, and that's why what you see happening in the world is getting a little crazy, because when they say no man knows the place and time of the comeback, is because nobody knows the time, because it's going to be at okay, so it takes all of us to make this happen, and it's like recreating itself on a cellular level, right? Because that's what Gaia is, and all of us are like little cells creating a big, huge, what we call Earth, I guess. It is a living being, and I talk about in a video about being electromagnetic. I know I was being overzealous in the video, but it is funny, and I am serious about it, because since we've been realizing that we're time traveling, right, we are going back into the past when we're healing ourselves. So when we go back and heal ourselves and we're learning to forgive these people, it changes the future timelines. And if it's changing the future timelines, like we're all going back and doing whatever we're deciding to do. Not everybody is using their magic and their gift for good, okay? That's the weirdest part about all of this. There's a lot of people trying to block other people, because you are able to see the future and the past, and some of these people do not like who they are today, who they were yesterday, and who they're gonna be. Some of them know and have come to realize who they are as people, and know that they will no longer survive, so they done signed that contract with the devil to try to block the chosen one. Yes, this is a real spiritual war out here. It is 1,000,000 bazillion% true. So for us that are going back into the past to help fix and solve the issue that's going on here, we have to go deep into our own subconscious minds and then forgive literally a lot of stuff and go back into the past. We're looking and seeing what we did, so we don't keep on creating the same future over and over again, especially the ones that they're trying to force on us. They're using our past manipulated thoughts and perception to create their reality when that's not real. You have to go back, because every time you're reincarnated and born back onto this earth, they literally wipe your brain with all this technology and the food. And I mean, some of this food that they are making today wasn't even around. It wasn't even made of or thought of 100 years ago. It's so processed, it's so fake, it's so GMO, it's disgusting, and it does not help the insides of our bodies. And yes, I'm driving, so I won't be looking exactly at the camera, but I'll try. This is my favorite time to express myself. Anyways, our bodies have to match the frequency of Gaia, of Earth, and to become electric with her, to align with her, our physical bodies, that means we have to eat electrical foods. I'm getting all these crazy downloads while I'm just laying on my couch, sad, but you know, it's really crazy because I have 56 notes in my phone about just random thoughts that I get, and I had a really good whole little story that I wrote about how I feel on the inside, because the other day I had a mental breakdown, which we will get to later on in this video. So in order to become that electromagnetic field and become aligned with Gaia, we have to eat electrical foods, which that would means the foods that come from the earth naturally. That's how you're going to align. It don't matter if it says vegan on the package. This is what I'm learning, which it's like, no duh. Unless you're making it yourself, you shouldn't even be eating it. You shouldn't be going out to eat anymore. We should not be supporting any of this. This is so wrong. If you saw the big picture and what goes on behind all this stuff, the stuff that people are like, oh, that's a conspiracy theory about, but it's actually 1,000% real, you would not be supporting none of it. None. The stuff that is in foundation is literally baby pieces. Like pieces, that's how these celebrities keep their skin supposedly, and they wipe it, and it's disgusting, okay? There's a lot of stuff going on. If you knew what was in the food, it is so disgusting. So at least if you're trying by getting those fruits and vegetables, even if you have to go to the grocery store right now, because of course not all of us are super self-sufficient right now, okay? But that's another thing we got to forgive ourselves for not knowing, and then try to align our lives to be able to get that. So not buying clothes and shoes and stupid stuff like that. Like, stop supporting these people and these brands and the evil government, the corporation, because it's gonna fall anyways. But instead of doing that, you should be focused on getting land and things like that, and creating your own business. But before you do any of that, you got to be right up here and in here, and these things have to align. That's the hardest part when you're going through the dark night of the soul, even whenever it's 2 freaking years long. Look, it doesn't happen overnight. None of this stuff happens overnight. It's trials and tribulation, but I'm telling you, it's starting to click. So I'm sorry, my mind be going everywhere, but back to the traveling. And no man knows the time or the place. It's kind of still like the butterfly effect, where even when you go back to the past, it changes some stuff in the future. So I'm gonna give you this small little example. I traveled back to 2001 before the towers were hit, okay? I went and I saw my grandmother as an adult in this body, woke her up in her bedroom, let her know what was going on into the future. This woke my grandma up into her purpose. So at this time, I'm literally 10 years old, and that proves that we are multi-dimensional. And I don't have to sit here and prove nothing to y'all, because I know what life is, and a lot of us know what life is now. So my 30-year-old body and my 10-year-old body were on this earth at the same time, because this isn't no solid circle globe. This is a realm of space and time. And we are a soul, not the body. We are multidimensional. It is crazy. So I go back and I meet somebody that I know that has a lot to do with what is going on right now. It is so weird. And whenever I went back with my cell phone and with me and the person that traveled, because I met them there. They told me to meet them there, so I did. Well, I brought my cell phone for some reason, and they had their cell phone. In turn, when we had a conversation with the government, which is so weird, they confiscated our phones, and then they recreated what they took from us because we had this advanced technology to them. They were like, an iPhone 13, an iPhone 7, what? And so y'all realize the iPhone didn't even really come out until 2007. This is so weird. Now, clearly it was all going to happen anyways, but I'm just telling you, this is really what's happening. Well, when you go back into time like that, it literally affects the future. So with millions of us traveling back and forth to and from the past and the future, because whenever you're sitting there manifesting the things that you want to happen and then it does, that means you travel to the future. You've seen it. It's already been created. Once it's in your mind and you think it over and over and over again, yo, it's so much. I don't even know how to explain all of it. But during these this time of unknowing, because we're speeding up the timelines, and the government had this huge long plan where they thought it was going to take till 2030 and it didn't, so they're trying to speed everything up. So they are waiting on what's going to happen next, just like we are. They really don't even know what is going to happen yet, because our minds are the ones that manifest the future. They use our brain power to manifest what they want, but since a lot of us have figured out the truth, we're manifesting what we want to happen. So they don't even know what's coming next. We are the only ones that really know what's coming next. So these people making these videos like, oh, the dollar's about to collapse, oh, there's going to be an earthquake, a volcano, a storm, the zombie apocalypse, whatever. These people, once people start believing it, it's us over them, because for one, we're all vibrating extremely higher than we used to, because we're learning how to take care of our bodies, which, speaking of bodies, we should really be able to sue WHO, which is, what is it, the World Health Organization. And we should be able to sue as we the people versus the United States of America Corporation, because of one, the do no harm oath as these doctors and these nurses, but yet they're still knowingly harming our human bodies. And there's a thing called the tort law. And you will really have to look into the tort law, but it talks about how we have the right and we're supposed to be able to control our bodies. Just like when women talk about the whole schmishmortion thing and the rights to control all of that, it's the same for our minds. If they can make these laws, I'm not saying that I agree with the schmishmortion stuff at all, but I'm saying if we have the rights to our bodies, our mind is part of our body. So there should be no reason that these people have control over it. And this slavery system has got to end at some freaking point. Speaking of bodies. But anyways, all these things, and it's a lot. It's really a lot going on. And for the people that are doing the bad stuff, it's really weird and interesting, because no matter what y'all try to do now, it's not going to help you in the future, and we already know who wins the battle. So there's a lot of people, for instance, because the gods here were born into demonic families to break generational curses, to pick out the family members and the people and things. I'm telling you, it's literally 12 couples that have created right now, and then there's now being a 13th family added on. But for everybody here, we're all intertwined. There's not one person that ain't got everybody else and the whole entire universe's DNA inside them right now. Each and every one of us, no matter how big or how small we are, we each have a piece of the whole universe inside of us. Like all the water that has been drank over and over and over and over again for badrillions of years since we were created. So the same, we're drinking water that the dinosaurs pooped in, okay? We are all connected, even to people from all over different planets and things like that. So yeah, we're here, and it's okay to, this is what I heard, it is okay to not be like everybody else on a soul level, because we weren't meant to be. We were meant to be different. So if you're out here feeling alone because we're in a spiritual war, look, there ain't a lot of good ones left. There isn't. That's why there's becoming the mark of the 144. Those is actually the people that are choosing that they want to become part of heaven on earth, and then that's what is the reset, and we all together create heaven on earth. So it really is them 12 couples that have 144,000 each. It's just telling you a story of one tribe, how they would put it, but it's more like a species. I don't know how to, different families. So they talk about the 12 families that rule Earth. There is 12 families that rule the spirituality part, and it's infinite, and it's about to just be so different with what you see. And the ending is something that you would never ever expect. Like I didn't even expect it, and you're like, oh wow, I see. Now I want to get to something else before I forget, because I was learning about electromagnetic fields and kinetic energy, electrical, just everything, right? Did y'all know that a magnetic field was measured in Teslas? I had no idea. So I'm over here feeling like a genius, like, okay, what? So Nikolai, however you say his name, Tesla, had started measuring the electromagnetic fields, just like how Albert Einstein created the E=mc squared. There is a mathematic equation for the Teslas in different magnetic fields. So for instance, you have your like an MRI machine. An MRI machine, like the best looking one that can view inside of your body and read you and your brain activity, is like 3 Teslas. And then it'll go into like how much our body is a magnetic field, the magnetic field of the earth, and it's all measured in Teslas. Do you know what the Tesla car is really doing? Because I don't think that y'all know exactly how advanced these phones are, because just because they did not tell you what it was, doesn't mean that you have no idea. Like, it almost seems like it's a fucking contract with the devil having these cellular phones, because not only like do they really go against, but they track everything. When you're holding your phone, it tracks different brain waves, it tracks your heartbeat, your temperature, all of that. It's already tracking all of that stuff. So I believe that the Tesla is created to be these driving electrical MRI machines, and they want you to become one with your vehicle. And it's basically like your robot shell, your car. You guys have seen, what is that movie? Oh my gosh, where the cars turn into robots, Transformers or something like that. Yo, that's what the Tesla really is. And so then I was looking up things about how the car would link up to the human, and then here we go, the Neuralinks pop up that Elon Musk is making, that is a chip that goes inside your freaking brain. What the heck are they doing? Okay, all I know is it's illegal. But y'all just let them, because you guys are so blind. You just blindly follow whatever they do. So for those that follow, like, y'all are just, at this point, ignorance is bliss. Y'all want to remain that way, remain that way. So Neuralinks is, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie Big Hero 6, where he creates all these little black little things. I don't know what he calls them in the movie. And then how there's Big Mac, who is basically like the Tesla. And it is, I mean, the whole thing is weird how he's reading your health needs, and then they're making these things called med beds, and all this stuff links up. All of it links up together. And med beds are not for us. Like, why do we need technology to preserve and to heal us when we have the magic inside of us? Like, stop thinking about technology. Like, we don't need it, because they done took it too far to where we could be extinct. Not me per se, but y'all are just giving your whole rights away for your mind to literally be trapped into a machine. So also, you know, when they show you, oh, hold on, go back to the little black things in Big Hero 6. Watch the movie where the villain takes it, and his mind can literally make this huge black looking villain or whatever with these little chips. So just watch the movie. But all that stuff is connected. Okay, so then if they have all these robotic like people in movies, and say, even though it is like some of it is CGI and all that other stuff, basically they are showing you things that they've already created. They've already created all of this stuff. It's not just a movie. Those are all like future documentaries. They're telling you what they've been doing, what they've already accomplished. Like, this is not new. That's how come it happens so fast for them, and they have all these money and funds and stuff. They've been all working on this for years, hundreds, okay? Not just what they was doing in the 50s was crazy. What they was doing in the what they show you and what this world really consists of is mind-blowing. When they have the fake alien invasion, and y'all see a spaceship that was created by just man, y'all gonna be like, oh my god, it's a real spaceship. But yet what happened was a spaceship crashed down here, and then they are trying to like remodel and remake it. The stuff is crazy. It's like every time we travel back to the past, they use something electrical or something to recreate. Y'all gonna see. It is so freaking weird. Now, if they got spaceships and all this other stuff, this is what I was getting into. We don't know who in the celebrities, the stars, or all these rich people, we don't even know who's real anymore. These people have literally bought whole avatars that look just like us, move just like us, and they're able to move them just like a virtual reality game, using their mind and thought in everything. So some of them are like nice, some of them are older. It depends on what model they have because of how much money they've spent, because they've been making these for a long time now. So clearly the people that have the mostest money, they have new avatars, body doubles. That's why I swear it's in this little interview that Kevin Hart says he's got like 3 different clones. That's what they mean by clones, but don't think that they're gone yet. Some of these people is literally underground and they are the shadow government. And not all of their clones look like them. Some people will go on and create their whole own avatar that may look just like you. It is so weird out here. Like Biden, that's not even a real person. I think he died probably years ago of a heart attack. It was just an immediate thought that I had, and I'm like, I'm gonna just go with my gut instinct on that, because I have no reason to think about this dude. I don't vote, I don't watch the news, and it just popped out of nowhere. So I'm thinking, who else? Who else? And then I'm gonna just say this one little thing. About Kanye West. Y'all, read between the lines. He's not as crazy as you think he is. He's trying to speak using metaphors. I don't know what you would call it. Signs, symbolisms. Look, just look, because he ain't walking around with those white masks for no reason. And how he called himself Ye and Genius, okay? I just want y'all to know he knows some real information, okay? And he is very, very smart. And it's really super punny how the world really works. And it's gonna all come crashing down to a lot of us. And once we all hit that same level of reality, this what you see out here is gonna be like broken. It's gonna be broke. It's all gonna go offline basically. Everything's gonna come crashing down once more of us start getting on the same frequency. And a lot of that is not doing what other people are doing. So we look like the black sheeps of the whole world. Like, first we gotta be the black sheeps of the family. No pun intended. White Thanksgivings. And so now we gotta look like the black sheeps in all of society. The ones that you see really, really not working. The ones that you see really trying to live a different life. The ones that are spending their time in solitude to learn. Because if you don't have those people that are sitting there learning about the future, I know we have ourselves, but there's always going to be some leaders. And in different situations, you're going to be a leader. I'm going to be a leader. This person, that person, we're all going to be leaders and have groups of information that's going to help the world and the universe evolve. And then once we finally get to like 5D vibe for real, that's when we really get to experience some pretty cool things here. And even though a lot of people they're gonna perish, you know, and they're gonna come one with the universe in whatever way, shape, or form, people is still gonna be having kids, okay? So as fast as people are dying off is going to be as fast as people having multiple children. Like, you're gonna see a lot of twins. You're going to see a whole bunch. God's giving you tenfold times 2. So there's gonna be all these miracle babies that have powers, because a lot of these people are dying for their sins and being reincarnated to a family that is also woke and aware to teach them what we've learned. So the future generations are gonna be super genius, and there won't be even people in the tunnels, like, and you have to be on the same wave. But I think that it's really gonna be a black hole type situation, which is really weird. And I think that the negative energy is going to be sucked into another universe, and it's really weird. It's like, here's the universe and then here are these people that are really getting straight up they're getting the boot. We won't ever have to deal with this again. Not while we are, once you're awake, you remain woke forever. They won't be able to do this again. This was just a part of the plan to move on to, I mean, there's so many different, there's much more levels than just the 7th dimension. And I've seen it, and I know what I look like, and I've been there, and it is great. Okay, and we're still like this. It'd be so weird, because to other dimensions that are higher than us but are in different looking physical suits, I don't know how to explain it, when we come to visit them through time travel on other planets, it'd be really funny, because to them we look like holograms, because in order to get one of those avatar bodies, you have to die and be on that land. And that's why a lot of people are here now, because they came down, they literally dropped down from whatever realm of space and time they was in. And then where you hear the word star seeds, things like that, they dropped down, and since if they died, their energy became reincarnated quickly into a human body, you know, depending on their intellectual, and they may have been, you know, a dog first, or whatever they chose, because we all have our own paths. But that's really how this universe works, and the universe is infinite. It is huge, and this is not all that there is, but it's all that there is for people that are on a low vibration. That's the whole big picture right there. This is all that there is for people of a low vibration. So if we get rid of this world, they don't have no place to live. And even though the world looks like this now, it's gonna look even more unbelievable in the future when we take our land back and then we rebuild how we want to, and everything be so it'll be one with Gaia, it'll be one with the planet, the things that we build, and we'll have like gas cars and stuff like that, but our brains are going to come up with things that are more beautiful than skyscrapers, and the water will be pure. It's just going to be crazy. Just wait on it, because we'll be filters for all the evil stuff, and everything is just going to be mind-blowing. But it's all going to take some time. I do know that. It's all going to take time. It's not going to be overnight. It ain't going to be in a year. It's going to take some time. Look at how just the last 15 to 20 years has changed. So the next 15 to 20 years is going to be super duper wild, and it's going to be really rough. It's going to be rough. I promise y'all. But we've been through way worse, and at least we're aware of what's going on. And as long as you're sitting with your higher self, and there'll be people that are like me all over speaking the truth to help you guys get through. And then once you get to a certain point, then it's like the game of telephone, or like a domino effect, and then you'll get on your grind and you'll know the truth, and then you teach the people around you, and then so it just spreads out. It's like a antibiotic for the virus that is trying to take over, but we're healing ourselves, because you have to remember, each one of us is a cell in Mother Earth as a person. So think about one whole person being Earth, and that person taking care of their body. It's a reflection to the whole universe. It's like if we were to like rip out ourselves, it would just be the whole world like unfold like this. So like cut me open, you know, and then I fold out, and it would be what you see right in front of you, the whole world. And That's what it is. And we're all here, so we're all on the inside. All of you are in the inside of me, and I'm in the inside of all of you. How disgusting! But seriously, that's how it works. Now, I've arrived to my little destination. I had to get out of the house today, and it sucks because the sun hasn't been around for a couple of days. And the gray, it starts to really irritate my soul a little bit, but at least I'll get some fresh air from the trees. And I hope that you guys fully enjoyed. If you made it the whole 35 minutes, what did I say? God bless you. I love you.
If you made it the full 35 minutes, God bless you.
So the reason I did that is because what I have learned is they changed it from this to this, and this is separate and this is together, and I believe it. Like when the aliens came, they're like, we come in peace, like you and me together. I'm gonna go. Let me get up off here.